Fred is truly racing's #1 fan. Some cars have better wax jobs, or attached bumpers, but do they have the heart and dedication Fred has? Not a chance. Between Fred's racing blogs, podcast, websites and daily call-ins to numerous radio shows, it's amazing Fred has time to get to any actual races.
Mia and Shia haven't missed a race in over a year, but they'd be the first to tell you they're not race fans, they're Lightning McQueen fans. Painted in his signature red and covered in McQueen stickers, the girls scream like crazy when McQueen races, they scream like crazy when he poses for photos, and they scream like crazy all the way home just thinking about him.
You'll find no bigger McQueen fan than Timothy Twostroke. He drove clear from New Jersey to California in just 4 days to see his #1 favorite car compete in the legendary race. At the speeds he was driving, Timothy shouldn't be watching the race, he should be competing in it.
Sometimes Kit Revster can be found waxing and renting surfboards at the beach. More often he can be found closing early and hitting the waves, but not today. This morning Kit's closed his surf shop for something truly special, the biggest race of the decade at the Los Angeles International Speedway.
A mild-mannered homemaker by day, Polly Puddlejumper has carried a torch for the legendary king ever since he blew past her on the outskirts of Placerville one summer afternoon in 1989. Even her husband doesn't know her secret crush, and she plans to keep it that way.
Matthew True Blue McCrew has been a King fan from the first time he came off the production line. In fact, everything in Matthew's house is painted King blue, including the light bulbs. Because for Matthew, being a King fan isn't reserved for race day, it's a way of life.
Each year Syd VanDerkamper migrates cross-country to see his favorite Piston Cup races. Last year, on his way to the Los Angeles International Speedway, he swung through Kingman, Arizona, where he found plastic flamingos at a local garage sale. Now a permanent fixture on Syd's front lawn, his plastic bird friends have earned him an honored sport atop fabled Redneck Hill.
Albert Hinkey is McQueen's biggest fan. Known as the buffet master among friends, Al can guzzle 2 gas stations worth of fuel in one sitting. To match his size, Al is the biggest and best friend one can ever have.
Larry and RM are the best of friends. These two can usually be found raising cane and taking names on Redneck Hill. But despite their rowdy nature, they are true Southern gentlemen, and dead serious when it comes to racing.
Larry and RM know the stats on every team, which is useful since they've always got a bet riding on who will be the next Piston Cup champion.
Barry loves Dinaco oil. He starts his day off with Dinaco Extreme Octane to give him that extra kick in the bumper, and then it's gallon after gallon of Dinaco Regular to keep him running smoothly all day. However, his wife thinks it's about time Barry switched to Dinaco Light.
Clayton grew up in an RV park on the Monterey coast. He's a traveler by nature, so touring with his favorite races fits his lifestyle beautifully. He doesn't see himself ever settling down in one spot, not for longer than a weekend anyway. He just can't ignore the call of the open road.
When Johnny and Jamie were young, they spent more time goofing off at the race than watching it. They've matured a lot since then and now know that it's silly to waste race time playing pranks and getting into trouble. That's why they now show up early to play pranks and get into trouble.
The Convoy Brothers have never been apart. They do absolutely everything together. They work together, they have lunch together, and they even have vacation sites next to each other. To see them you'd think they were welded at the fenders, but they're not. Not anymore, thanks to the miracle of modern engineering.
Young Coriander Woodrak has no interest in racing. Her eyes are on the skies. While the other cars in school race around the playground pretending to be Lightning McQueen, Coriander turns that blacktop into blue sky, imagining she's soaring 10,000 feet in the air and racing to exotic destination. It's Coriander's dream to someday meet her idol, Marco the Jet Fighter.
Do fans have fans? Well, Lightning McQueen's 2 superfans Miar and Shire do. Wilm Flats met Miar and Shire at a McQueen fan club event last season and he's been smitten ever since. Once Wilm actually gathered up the nerve to ask Shire what time it was. Her answer, 2:45, I think is a treasured memory he plays in his head over and over.
Marty doesn't feel alive unless he's got something to worry about, whether it's his receding tire treads, politics, the teenagers next door, fossil fuel running out one day, or the general state of the world. Marty is only truly happy when he's miserable.
Benny Brakedrum had never been to a race before. That is until he was caller number 7 to his favorite radio show, Mornings with Eddie and the Dump Truck. And just like that, he had 2 front row tickets to the biggest event of the decade, as long as he wears his free Eddie and the Dump Truck bumper sticker.